Hello and welcome to bexbugoutsurvivor. And a couple of things. The MTP pack that I have is the lumber roll, which I'm storing my BASHA in. So this is the BASH stash. Further down on the pack is a simple bedroll stash, but mine is in MTP and it is waterproof. And the Highlander mat that I have is just a soft sponge-like material, so it absorbs water. But it was cheap. Actually, it was about the same price as the Army XPE mat, but it's certainly lighter anyway. So that's why I've waterproofed the mat on the bottom. And of course the webbing in question and the pack is for recreational purposes. So a wild camp or something like that for me. Let's have a look at this. It's not a bad blend. It is more like the original MTP multi-terrain pattern. This is an off-brand. It's not a bad mix, and as you can see by my jacket here, is actually similar to a BMTP, which is the new thermal fleece, and all a pretty good match. You certainly won't be limited just to putting your BASHA in here. If I just undo the actual pack itself, although I have additional 6mm bungee on, it's not required because it has the strapping on. Only took me a minute or so just to put it on, but once it's on there's no need to keep taking it off. Once you find somewhere you like, the kind of places I would have this, if it was on a webbing, I'd ride it above this way across two of the back pouches on the webbing belt. It's recommended I could stand it upright on a large Bergen. With these straps I would drop them down the side of the zipped pocket of the Bergen, the external rocket pocket, and fasten it up, and it just gives you an extra housing for anything you want. Like I said, BASHA in mine, BASH stash. There is not a right and a wrong way of putting these on, hence the extra security of a 6mm bungee if required. Also, it can be placed this way round on your webbing and next to a pouch, and I can accommodate that through tapes like this, in an overhand knot perhaps, like that, onto the actual webbing belt. You can secure it via these straps. Really good quality denier here. I'm only guessing at minimum of 600 denier there. A good Kajura, really good Kajura. Zip claims to be YKK there, but it should burst open if it was YKK by simply pulling and forcing the zip upwards, and that's just not happening, so I don't buy it. It's a YKK zip. This one cost me around between 27 and 29 quid. If you want, put this like I'm going to, actually on the webbing. Again, it could sit, where are we, this way round here, and that would sit above two of the utility pouches. Obviously all the way down I have my ladder web in there, but mine sits there, so when I pull the hood down it sits over. So I'm just going to nip this back on. One method is just to come straight through one of the ladders, put one on that side and one on that side, but it leaves a lot of strap. So what I tend to do, in, over, back out and under, just to take up some of the spacing of the strap, then secure it like this. Obviously the same for the other. It will roll about without the elastic, like I said, use extra security. However, mine go under where the lid is. That's good enough for me. Might even get this basher off. Now then, back down here. We come to the sleeping roll here. This is actually connected to the pack. Here's a cinch cord. I'll just take the one side completely off so you know how it's fitted. It's a stuffed sack with sewn in webbing channel. Most Bergens will have these attachment points here. You can either go in from the back or the front, experiment with how you like it. Buckle it up. And a refreshing change, an option. It's not required, I just happen to like it. Also soaks up water like a sponge if you're not careful. So something like this comes in really handy. I just get a trash bag for mine and house it in like that, and it just offers less resistance going in. I could just strap it straight on just like this, but you're either going to like this or you'll think it's not required. Noisy gets. Anyway, 13 quid. I don't really care whether it's a big requirement or not. For 13 quid, I think it's alright. It is waterproof. The MTP isn't a perfect match. It's not going to be. It never claims to be mil spec. But I mean, I have two mats here. I have my 3/4 length inflatable, which is not my original that you've seen me with 100 times before. I had to replace it through overinflation. When I use it, it egged up, massive egg. So a little tip for you with these inflatables, whether it be issue or not, don't overinflate them. Now them 3/4 lengths I've seen for sale for around 30 quid, maybe 25, 30 quid, but of course I got mine just for wholesale price, and I'm glad I didn't have to buy at that kind of price again. So I'm going to look after this. Just lift the strapping over, push it in, strapping over, which is pre-connected to the Bergen. This is the 50 litre cadet, and in it goes. And just toddle up like that. Get the excess cord in a hank and pop it in the aperture so it won't drag. And I mean, for 13 quid, I'm not going to knock it. I used to house everything in this dry sack. It's the Rocket Pocket Bergen liner for the 90, but in mine, like I said, just about 6 NGT pegs, and about the same again in bungees. I haven't tried stowing all this into here yet. It may go, it may not. It may just force the zip a little further than I want it to. But 6 NGT stakes are in there now. So it will fit them. As where these here, I think that's going to be too much. But I don't know anyone who actually houses these with the bash other than me, because it's handle. Hell, I'll give it a try. I just don't know. Basher, 6 bungee cords. Well, it all does go in. Keep the bungee cords in a poly bag, then into here. Just a lot less hassle when it comes to it. But at least for my own benefit now, and for your benefit, you know, it goes into here. And I might even set up and have a quick brew. Yes, complete 24-hour ration pack and my own brew kit. Not going to be relying on them disgusting coffees that you get in the British ration pack. I think you get a quarter of a spoonful of powdered coffee. It is vile. By the tree so I know where they are. Nice blend. Elevated on one side for ventilation. God, I wish this was YKK. That would have been so much easier one-handed. Now the whole set here isn't what I'd carry in this pack. I'd usually bring, say, 80 litres and do a swag roll with a bivvy set, which I've done on this channel before, made a swag roll, so I wouldn't be using this stove and this setup, but it works for me. Water, a beaker, the BCBs 58s, just in utility pouches, but on a webbing belt, actually on the pack itself. Right, I'll be with you in a minute. Just want to start this brew off. Okay, a little note to YouTube users. Loads of people drop in the comments, I need a lid on my pot. But if I filmed the top of a lid, you'd wonder why I was filming the top of the lid. It's so you can see the water boil at home. Okay, it just makes bad video filming the top of the lid. I'll show you. As where when this comes to a boil, the lid is removed, we see the steam, we know we're at the boil. So the old adage, think before you blink. Just about ready to get the coffee into that now. I'll be removing the lid from now on because this is real coffee and it will boil over. Lids like this are good for keeping the water from evaporation. I've got a video somewhere where I timed lid on and lid off. It made no difference at all. But the water evaporated a lot quicker with the lid off, and of course it stops debris falling in. But at this point, if I was to put the lid on, that would bubble over just as it's about to now. I need to see what's going on. Remember, there's reasons for things I do. You see, you can see what's going on now with the lid off. you can see what kind of boil I'm keeping my coffee at. If I was to do this, that's all you would see. And while I steep the coffee, I'm going to put the basher in the bash stash. Now I'm putting it away. It just started raining. So the bash stash, between 27 and 29 quid depending on what size you get. I've got mine on eBay. I think it's well worth it. I managed to keep my basher on the outside where it's required without having to go into the actual Bergen itself. Again, really handy if you're going to keep it on your webbing. This one's been rolled like this. I often don't. I'm quite guilty of being a stuffer. Just stuff it in and it's gone in fine. And I dare say I could even get the NGTs and the bungees in stuffing it as well, but I'll show you like this anyway. But I'm pretty sure you're going to want to see it done like this. Just close that for now. Put the rest of the NGT stakes away. Set of 6. I do use all 6 rather than the 4 corners in high winds. Them centre tie outs make all the difference. Lift it up. Put the general straps for the lid over like that. Coffee is just about ready, and the required amount of sugar should be about 6 sugars, 9 whiteners. Messing with you. I do like a sweet coffee. That's probably why I've had all my back teeth out. I was out a while ago for my birthday, and for my birthday I had the tooth out here and it hurt a lot having that. It was the girl's first time of pulling a tooth. She hadn't done it before. Everyone's got to learn. I was the guinea pig. She hadn't put any of the anaesthetic anywhere near deep enough, and as a result I had that tooth pulled out with no anaesthetic at all. That's why I was dubious about having the second tooth out, which was bang next door to it. And it was the same young girl doing it again. But I think she realised her mistake and actually got longer needles for the molars. I think she used the needles that go at the front, I don't know. But hardly felt a thing the second time round. This is why I hate dentists. One little mistake like that and it's me that pays. Sweet tooth, it's bad for you. And so's all the sweets I eat. So 2 little pouches there. Just get rid of my coffee. That you can get for any pack, whether it's your Bergen, a rucksack for hiking, cadet Bergens, and I can even put the stash for the bash on the webbing as well. And I have a very, very different webbing for recreational stealth camping, and I also have a collection of other webbing which should be more suitable, say for a bug out or survival situation where there's, you know, proper tools to do jobs, spades, knives, hatchets, saws, as well as some rations, mess tins, you know, the things you're going to need for a bit of survival. So regardless of the season, I always pack for winter, and it just stays packed all year round my bug out bag. And if it's summer that I need it, then so be it. I don't have to get into a winter sleeping bag in the summer. I can just drape it over me or lie on top of it, but I'll still have to carry the weight. I don't tend to change my bug out bag or survival kit from season to season. So that's been the BASHA stash, and also the bedroll bag, and a little chit chat as well, and a cup of coffee. I just really fancied the good old fashioned chat and trek. We haven't done one for a while. Anyway, until next time, take good care of yourself, and I will see you out there pretty soon. Tracks. I've seen deer tracks on the way in. I think they've been spooked by a dog, and they're fresh. There's a good chance I could catch some photography stills of some deer, so I'm going to keep the camera on, and I'll see you soon.